because of the title of the video. But this is now part 3 of our bedtime story series. So, I hope you're all snuggly. I'm in my snuggly blanket, robe, hoodie, the dress thing, and I am ready to read you guys 100 facts about space. And let me just say, I find this particularly appropriate because we are very close to having 100 amazing members of our Sweet Dreamer community. So, get snuggly and get ready to be entertained and or so bored that you fall asleep. Not bored, so soothed that you fall asleep. It can be entertaining and soothing at the same time, I promise. Getting right into it. There are about 3 septillion stars in the universe. That's interesting to me. How could they possibly know that? Oh, let me show you the picture too. It's 100 sparkling facts about stars, not space in general, specifically stars. But how could they possibly know if the universe is infinite? How do they know how many stars might be in it? I don't know. The sun is the closest star to Earth, 93 million miles away. That's 150 million kilometers. Metric is even better in space. Stars are made up almost entirely of hydrogen and helium. The ancient Greeks called stars asters, which is where we get the word astronomy. I wonder if we can brush the pages. Oh, that sounds terrible. Let's not do that at all. Astronomy, the study of the universe, is thought to be the most ancient of the sciences. Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, is known as the dog star. The sun is nearly a perfect sphere, like a beach ball, which is interesting because the Earth is not. The Earth is actually slightly pear-shaped. It's because of the way it tilts on its axis. One has to wonder, if it continues to spin forever and ever, will the shape of it become more and more spherical over time? Like a rock in a tumbler. Rock in a tumbler, rock in a tumbler, rock in a tumbler. The largest star in the universe is more than 2,000 times the size of the sun. The people of ancient Mesopotamia, which is now Iraq, are believed to be the first to chart the patterns that the stars form in the sky and the first to name them, which we could just call constellations instead of being weird and vague about it. Later, the ancient Greeks and Romans changed the name of many constellations to honor the gods, goddesses, and other major figures in their mythology. Betelgeuse, the name of a bright red star in the Orion constellation, means armpit of the giant in Arabic. That's very appropriate. You know, Tim Burton is making a Beetlejuice too. I'm sure you do, unless you're like living under a rock somewhere. I'm really excited for most nostalgic thing ever. But they're using practical effects for like almost everything, so like puppets and strings and just like physical real world things to make special effects, which I think is going to be just phenomenal. The International Astronomical Union officially recognizes 88 constellations. Constellations show people, real animals like lions and dogs, and mythological animals like dragons and flying horses, as well as other objects. The first known star map may be 17,000 years old. Oh, sorry, a 17,000-year-old markings in a cave in southern France. Since constellations appear at different times of the year, people have used them to tell time and to figure out the seasons. Hypergiants, the biggest and brightest stars, release as much energy in 6 seconds as the Earth's sun does in a year. No getting close to that one. Every star forms in a huge cloud of gas and dust called a nebula. If it could get close enough, a jet would take 6 months to fly around the sun. The temperature at the core or center of a young star is around 27 million degrees Fahrenheit. The hottest stars are white or blue, and the cooler stars are red or orange. Massive 5,000-year-old animal-shaped mounds recently discovered in Peru are believed to be patterned after some constellations. Vampire stars suck gases from another star to become bigger and brighter. And there's people like that. It takes about 8 minutes for light from the sun to reach the Earth. I did know that. I did. I mean, before I read the book, like the 85 billionth time, I knew that. On a clear night in the suburbs, you can see 200 to 300 stars in the sky. In the city, you may see fewer than 12 because of all the bright lights. That's sad. Can you imagine growing up as a child and thinking, oh, well, there's only 12 visible stars in the entire night sky? That's crazy. Every star we see in the night sky is bigger and brighter than our sun. The Milky Way galaxy is so huge, you can see only about 0.0000003% of it with the naked eye. So you're telling me that huge, massive stars that looks like a glass of spilled milk across the night sky has that many stars in it, but the whole universe only has 3 septillion. Seems sketchy. Even the coolest stars are 15 times hotter than your oven set to the hottest temperature. You know, it's strange to me. A lot of these facts seem either what? That's gotta be way too big, or what? That's gotta be way too small. All of them are unbelievable in one fashion or another. I'm going to use this cork of flooring to keep my place on the page because I keep losing it. The sun is 400 times larger than the moon. Again, I would have assumed that it is way bigger than 400 times larger than the moon. So how much larger is it than Jupiter? I feel like Jupiter is 400 times the size of the moon. If we put Jupiter next to the sun, though, Jupiter is super teeny tiny. Constellation comes from the Latin word constellio, or constellatio. All they did was add an N, which means with stars. Sky watchers in ancient Greece made catalogs of stars and constellations more than 2,000 years ago. Astrology, rather than astronomy, astrology, is the study of how the universe affects human personalities. Huge star explosions at the center of the Milky Way galaxy are so powerful they'd wipe out any life on nearby planets. Star formation reached its peak 11 million years ago, when stars formed at a rate 30 times faster than they did today. The light from a supernova, the explosive death of a massive star, is visible all the way to the edge of the universe. Does the universe really have an edge? Though, I hear there's a very nice restaurant there. Some migrating animals, like ducks and geese, use stars to help them navigate at night, just like early sailors and explorers did. A black hole is formed when a giant star explodes. Its gravitational force is so strong that nothing can escape from it. The closest black hole to Earth is about 10,000 light years away. Some stars are more than 13 billion years old. And I feel old, oh my goodness. The fastest stars in the Milky Way galaxy rocket through space at up to 2 million miles per hour. Shooting stars, or meteors, are actually tiny specks of space debris burning up as they enter Earth's atmosphere. Now, I'm going to take a second to point out that I thought they were just doing this to be cute. See how every fact is in like a rotating color, so it's like white, orange, yellow, white, orange, yellow. And I thought they were just doing that to like match the pattern of the star. But I think what it really is that if it was all the same color, your head would hurt so bad from trying to find your place while you were reading. Like you would just keep reading the same line over and over again. So I'm grateful they did that. Little things you don't notice the first few times through. And now I've lost my place again. Hold on. Meteors usually become visible to the naked eye when they're around 60 miles above the Earth's surface. A neutron star is so heavy that 1 teaspoon of the star weighs roughly around twice the combined weight of all the cars in the United States. So specific. Some stars get brighter as they age. It would take more than 4 years for light from the sun to travel to the next closest star. The bigger a star is, the shorter its life. The total mass of the Milky Way galaxy is equal to about 1.6 trillion of Earth's suns. Some shooting stars are traveling as fast as 162,000 miles per hour, which is 260,000 kilometers per hour, when they hit the Earth's atmosphere. Over half of the stars in the sky are actually binary, a combination of 2 stars. stars. It's like 50% of space is like two-spirit. The 6 Star Wars movies, there's 9 now, have raked in more than $4.4 billion worldwide. I think we decided this book came out in 2012. The entire Milky Way galaxy revolves around a giant black hole. It takes the sun 230 million years to complete one revolution around it. So it's like we're all going down a giant drain. Besides the Milky Way, there are billions of other galaxies, each made up of billions of stars. Meteor showers, like the Orionids and the Geminids, get their name from the constellations they appear to originate from. Oh, look, we're halfway through. Yay. I think I'll switch over, maybe, to some soft speaking for the second half, if you don't mind. Feel free to shut me off, close your eyes, and have some sweet sugar dreams if you don't like the soft-spoken. I know that when I'm trying to fall asleep, sometimes it can be a little distracting for me. Black holes can swallow planets or even entire stars. Like the sun, all stars move across the sky on a regular schedule. 2 constellations are named after dogs: Canis Major, big dog, and Canis Minor, little dog. Both are said to be companions to Orion. The Milky Way is a spiral-shaped galaxy. The Leonids meteor storm, which occurs about every 33 years in November, showers the Earth with thousands of shooting stars every minute. The temperature of the sun's surface is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 5,500 degrees Celsius. A baby star is bigger than an adult star. That's weird, because earlier it said that the bigger a star is, the shorter its life. So, that would make it seem like baby stars have shorter lives than adult stars. Scientists use the word skeleton to describe the structure of the Milky Way galaxy, with pieces and parts called bones and arms. A recently discovered bone of dust and gas within the Milky Way has as much material as 100,000 suns. In ancient times, people believed that Earth spun around the North Star. Before they had compasses, sailors used the North Star to help guide their ships in the right direction. There is real gold in the sun. All the other metals found on Earth are there too. In about 4 billion years, the Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy, its closest neighbor, will collide. The smallest stars are about 12 miles wide. Some galaxies burp huge blasts of very hot, high-speed gas. So does my kid. In 1 billion years, the sun will be about 10% warmer than it is now, hot enough to boil oceans. Of course, the heat of the sun has nothing to do with global warming. Over 2,400 brass stars engraved with the names of celebrities make up the Hollywood Walk of Fame in Los Angeles, California, USA. For about $20, you can buy and name your own star. Not in Hollywood. You can't buy those. Talking about the ones up there. The Big Dipper is not a constellation. It's an asterism, or a group of stars located within a constellation, in this case, Ursa Major. That seems like semantics to me. Stars do not twinkle. It's just an optical illusion caused by the air surrounding Earth bending the light from the star. Kind of the way when heat comes off the pavement, it makes lights in the distance look like they're wavery. Upon its discovery in 1781, the planet Uranus was briefly called George's star, after Britain's King George III. So they called it George's star, and then they changed its name to Uranus. And then in school they told us to start calling it Uranus because Uranus sounded dirty. But so does Uranus. Just saying, maybe we should just change it back to George. In southern France, the Big Dipper is called a saucepan. The Hubble Space Telescope, which has been taking images of space without interference from Earth's atmosphere since 1990, is the size of a school bus. The Hubble orbits Earth every 97 minutes and travels fast enough to cross the United States in just 10 minutes. The Sun contains more than 99.8% of the total mass of our solar system, but it yet is only 400 times the size of the Moon. The shortest-lived stars last about 50 million years. The Eskimo Nebula, a gigantic cloud of dust and gas that may eventually form a star, resembles a face surrounded by a fur parka. Sorry, I have to do it. There. It's not exactly fur, but it's close. Giant red stars are hundreds of times larger than the Sun. Astrologers, not astronomers, astrologers use the zodiac, 12 constellations along the path the Sun appears to travel during a year, to make predictions about people and events on Earth. The very first astrologers were considered to be highly intelligent philosophers who believed that stars were gods. The famous 16th century French astrologer Nostradamus is said to have predicted major future events like World War II. Starfish have 2 stomachs. The ancient Romans called the band of light across the night sky Via Lactea, meaning Milky Road or Way. So they just called it the same thing we did. Big deal. Scientists think that as many as 7 stars are born every year in the Milky Way galaxy. The heavier a star is, the faster it burns through its fuel and the faster it dies. Starlight is created by the nuclear explosions in a star's core as hydrogen is changed to helium. The mass of a star determines how hot it is, what color it is, and how long it will live. Light from the Andromeda Galaxy takes 2 million years to reach Earth, which means it left the galaxy when our earliest ancestors were just appearing on the planet. Neutron stars give off radio signals while rapidly spinning in space. LGM-1, meaning Little Green Men 1, was the nickname given to the first pulsar discoveries. A nebula is like a nursery for stars. The easiest one to find without a telescope is midway along the Sword in the Orion constellation. You check that out. I'd like to know for sure that I can see it with my naked eye. Scientists use scrambled letters of the alphabet, O, B, A, F, G, K, and M, to rate the hotness of stars. 0 stars are the hottest, O stars are the hottest. M stars are the coolest. Why? I need to know why. Like, if you know, please tell me in the comments. But, like, why those particular letters and in that order? Is it like a secret code? Like, oh, no one else will know? We'll be talking about a K star, and people will be very confused because how could a K star be hotter than an O star? I don't know. Oh, a K star is not hotter than an O star. How could a K star be hotter than an A star? I don't know. That also didn't make sense. But you understand what I'm saying. A white dwarf is the hot, dead core of a star that will cool down to become a cold black dwarf. What does a black star look like? The calcium in our bones and the iron in our blood comes from the ancient explosion of giant stars. A gamma ray burst, like the energy that transformed Marvel Comics' Bruce Banner into the Hulk, is the most powerful kind of explosion in the universe. In some countries, the center of Milky Way candy bars comes not only in standard nougat, but in other flavors like strawberry and banana. That seems exciting to me. You know what I had recently that I really love? So, like, they make this Snickers bar, and it's called, like, Rockin' Nut Road. I don't know why they don't just call it Rocky Road, but whatever. But it has marshmallow-flavored nougat, and it is absolutely heavenly. I love it. It's probably a limited edition, and I'll never be able to find it again, but it was delicious. Over the next thousands of years, the stars in the Big Dipper will move so far apart that the Dipper pattern will disappear. The term astronaut comes from Greek words that mean star and sailor. And finally, 100. The term astronaut comes from Greek words that mean star and sailor. So that's it for tonight, my sweeties. I hope that you are asleep. I think in the future, I will start with soft-spoken and switch to whisper to make it easier for folks who are trying to fall asleep. I apologize for not doing so tonight, but hopefully you still found this relaxing. Don't forget to like and subscribe, blah blah blah. And next time, I will read to you 50 facts about deadly predators.